Unless you like that one better.
Either one.
Let's do the other one.
Ooh.
There you go.
Thank you.
There you go.
Hey squad, so is it on now? I'm live. Oh sweet, so they can hear me. Awesome. What's up? Good evening. This is Ryan signing on for now. I'll be chilling with you guys for. Do I do an hour? Or do I still go till midnight?
Just an hour is good, or you just do midnight. Just do a quick check-in.
All right, let's do a quick check-in. Quick 30 minutes, just wrap up Sunday before we head into the week.
See if anybody
Get
has any
things going.
intentions or anything. These people, if they want to talk, you can just invite to speak.
Nice. All right, good to know. And I have to make sure that I keep my eye on this button here, just in case I need to do anything.
Well, they're not. They can't make any noise until they come up to the stage.
Until I bring him up?
See how he had his hand up? He had it up. But then
Oh, okay. Well, it was there. How do I get to YouTube to get my background noise? Oh my God, now the mouse is gone.
You want to play something on YouTube?
Yeah, I was just gonna play some music.
Okay. You just.
Could I just go to Chrome, right?
Yeah, it should. What the heck?
What's up, people? How chill is it with Pat? Pat actually just got back from Hawaii, so he's back in the States now. But it was actually kind of sad. We missed him. We definitely missed his energy. We missed having him around. He missed 2 graduations this week at Graceland. My girl, actually I can't say their names, but 2 people just graduated. So now they're official graduates and all that good stuff. So it was kind of sad, you know, like we missed people. Hello, Africa. Yes, fellow African American. Hi. Yeah. African American for sure. Definitely black. But we're gonna play some music. What do we feel like listening to? We're gonna get some my favorite things going on here, just so we can get a little bit of background music while we're checking in, seeing how things are going. We're gonna chat a little bit and say hi and just, you know, see if anybody has any questions. Yeah. These are the vibes. Actually, this isn't really what I was feeling. I like this, but that's a little too elevator music-y. What about this one? Oh, there we go. That's the vibe. That's what's up. All right. So I'll be able to say hi to people, check in. I'll be juggling. Oh, we got a couple people here in the audience. I see a hand raised. Looks like Sadez or something like that. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat right over here, or you can raise your hand on the Discord if you want to join the Discord. Come on over to Learning to Lose on Discord. You can join the conversation that way. But also feel free to like, don't forget to double tap the screen, comment down below. Let's get everything going. Is Destiny alive? Is Destiny a person or a video game? I don't know. How do I bring you up to chat? Can I push that button? And then invite to speak. Let's get Sadez up going on. Looks like they got their hand up. So we'll just say hey and see how it's going over here. And we'll just, you know, kind of check in and see who's all going. Who's this new guy? Hi, my name is Ryan. Nice to meet you. I'm one of the house managers over at Graceland. I'm also a graduate. I graduated last July. So I live here at the graduate house. I'm here on Sundays, just kind of checking in on the live and saying hey and all that good stuff. If you want to see more of me, check into the dinners or check in with Mason's live also. I do a lot of stuff with him. That guy's a freaking riot. Love the heck out of him. Okay, how do I make this do the thing? You know what, guys? I'm figuring this out as we go. I am technologically savvy, but there are so many buttons on here. I can't figure it out. It's like I have the freaking whole Star Trek keyboard in front of me. So we're gonna figure it out. Sadez, I see you there. I'm trying to make it so you can talk and say hi, invite to speak. We're gonna click that button. And it doesn't look like anything's happening. Sadez, you got a little green hand up. So it says you can speak. I'm not sure. If you wanna come on down, say hey, that's what's up. Hi, Fim, FYM. That's good. You and Mason are so valuable. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Yeah. No, it's dope. I definitely couldn't do this without Mason. I actually had a really crazy freaking week. We both did. It's been a heck of a last couple weeks, just up and down on all kinds of things, from like people, newcomers coming in, and just like people graduating, some people getting jobs, some people looking for other stuff. It's just been a whole lot going on in the Graceland world, you know? So a lot has been kind of developing. It's been really flippin' stressful, you know? Hi there, Tamaj. Nice to see you. Tamaj Graham. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to kind of say hi to y'all and see how you guys this week has been, how you guys keep up with things. I got some stuff that I'm down to talk about, you know? But I don't know if you guys even want to hear from me or if you want to hear me talk. I'm so down to answer your questions. That's like one of my favorite things to do, because I love when people ask things that they're curious about, whether it's about the house, whether it's about recovery, sobriety, whether it's about me. I don't know. I'm an open book and I can talk forever. So just give me something to talk about in the direction and I'll keep going. But yeah, back to stuff on the house. It's been a heck of a time, you know, just being present to see people kind of come in as newcomers and kind of like have all their crazy all at once, and then just have everything from like being rude or disrespectful to just being curious or just being scared. Like there was one newcomer who came in who was like gung-ho, ready to rock and roll, and then within 24 hours he just got cold feet. Like it was crazy seeing the turnaround. But that's just kind of how it is sometimes. People go into sobriety and go into recovery just so ready and so determined, but then that determination vanishes so quickly once they see like, oh, there's actual steps involved and there's actual work. And it just sucks sometimes seeing people kind of get scared and let their nervousness or let their fear in a lot of ways kind of run the show. It really, really is kind of sad, because some people let the fear take them out the door. And that's why we have so many people like at the house to help talk people through things. Like we've all been there. We've all been afraid of things and we've all been scared of what's to happen. What's your relationship with God like? That's actually a great question. Thank you for that. What's your name? Ruthless. That's a great name. My relationship with God is interesting. I call God my homie. God is my higher power, so I do have conversations with God that I call prayers, and I do kind of identify him as a power greater than myself that can relieve me from my daily reprieve of needing to, you know, just get out of my own head and get out of my own way. My relationship with God wasn't very strong for a long time. I came from a religious family. My uncle is actually a pastor in Maryland, and he's like heavily involved in his church, and that kind of like dissuaded me for a long time. So in high school, I kind of turned away from it for a hot minute. Ran a long time, no see. Oh, hi, Andrew Cochran. Nice to see you too. Anyways, back to what I was saying. For a long time, I really didn't have a relationship with God because I actively turned away from it, you know? And organized religion was just not for me. I was just not a fan of anything that someone else was telling me what to believe or what to do or how to act and stuff like that. And it super duper helped because I went to a Christian high school where like religion was forced down our throats. Like we had Bible class, we had like weekly devotionals, like God was everywhere, and it was so annoying. Just everyone just being like God this and God that. And it really turned me away from it for a long time. And then eventually I decided to come back and look into it myself. Like I got involved with, also in high school, a small group of all high school guys led by these two guys, Tony and Tom. I love them to death. And the group was called Iron Sharpens Iron. And the whole purpose of the group was to have a religious discussion outside of organized religion that we could kind of pick apart and look at in order to see if religion was really what we wanted and how God could be influential in our lives without having someone force the God concept on us. It was like, how do we identify God and how do we identify religion, or how do we identify our spirituality, and like, what does it mean to us? Because some of us came from religious backgrounds, some of us came from families that had very heavy church influence, and some of us came from families that had no church influence at all. And it was cool to see all these dudes, again, like all high school kids from like freshman year to senior year, discussing religion as it related to sexuality, religion as it related to growing up and family values, religion as it related to quantum physics. I remember was something that we're like, okay, if there's these things called atoms and these atoms are like making up everything and God made atoms, does that mean God made everything? It was a trip to be able to think about it and discuss it. But the part that I fell in love with was that we were able to freely discuss what we wanted, what we thought, and what we felt without the pressure of needing to be forced into a specific realm of thought. Like we were encouraged to challenge each other's realm of thought, to create our own idea and our own purpose. And that, I mean, in reality, now that I'm talking about it, saying it out loud, is a lot of what the concept of finding a higher power is in AA and in recovery. Like we were all in that group, Iron Sharpens Iron, encouraged to find our own definition of what God was or what our religion was or what Christianity was to us and how we can apply it to our lives and what we liked and what we didn't like and why we liked it or didn't like it. And when any of us would have something that we would like bring to the table and we would challenge, we made that the entire subject of discussion. Like we would sit there, like our weekly devotionals or groups as we would just meetups, whatever you want to call them, hangout sessions. We're only supposed to be like scheduled for an hour, but we ended up staying like into the wee hours of the morning consistently. And this was like as a high schooler, we're just like, we have nothing better to do besides talk about God or not God or whatever we might find it to be in between and just actually find out what we believe. And that kind of led me into having a better appreciation of not only my spirituality and my faith, but other people's beliefs and other people's convictions of what they do or don't believe. Like when you're in recovery and when you're talking about AA, the whole concept of a higher power doesn't necessarily have to be God, doesn't necessarily have to be theological, doesn't necessarily have to be anything that is like a predominant being. It could be whatever you want it to be as long as you identify it as something greater than yourself that you have no control over. So it could be anything. And people sometimes find that very hard to conceptualize or very hard to relate to. So I find that for me in my journey, having that like basis back from high school gave me an opportunity to just like from the very beginning have a concept of, okay, cool, I don't have to think God is God and I don't have to think like spirituality. It's like it can be whatever I want it to be as long as I identify it as like, okay, this is something I have no control over. And me being the control freak that I am, that was really, really hard to grasp, especially from the get. So I hope I answered your question in like so many words. I'll have to answer some of these other comments that are coming through. But that's my relationship with God. Like when I pray, I don't normally say just like, dear God. I'm normally just like, hey dude, what's up? Like we need to chat real quick. And I find that my relationship with God is like a friend in a lot of ways, because I really find it important that I can talk to God or my higher power as somebody who understands me for me. And saying things like dear God or dear Heavenly Father, dear Lord, even sometimes for me just feels weird, just because it feels like when I was pressured or forced into religion, that's how I was told to do it, and that didn't vibe well with me. So when I talk to God, I'm just like, dude, we gotta talk. Like, I need to be real with you. I'm really struggling with this. Like, this is on my mind. Like, this person's really making me mad or whatever. But the biggest core concept of it is I'm just talking and having a conversation. And when I talk to people about their religion or their spirituality, that's the other thing I like to encourage. It's like, you don't have to have it be in some cookie cutter shape. A prayer doesn't have to be starting with dear God or dear Heavenly Father. A prayer doesn't have to end with amen. It's the intention behind reaching out and just creating that connection. You know, that's someone's like raising their hand a lot. Briefay. Okay, Briefay, I see you. Let's see. Sorry, I know I'm getting off topic now, but we're gonna see if we can get someone up here to speak. I don't know how to do it. I'm trying really hard. Where is it? Oh my God, it worked. Haha. Is it Briefay 26? Is that how you say it? Can you hear me? Are you there, Briefay?
Oh no, it's not working.
Oh, there you go. Now I can hear you. Hi there. How's it going?
We can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Okay.
We can hear you.
You can hear me. Okay, cool. Glad to hear that. Okay, that's interesting. Now I totally lost my train of thought. I don't know if I should focus on that one or you guys or that one or you guys. I don't know. Either way, this is pretty cool. Let's see what other questions we got there. Yo, there's so many comments. Okay, I want to go back and read these. Bro is ranting. My God. Yeah, I was ranting. Sorry. Bro, thank you. That was very passionate. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I like to answer questions. I told you, I talk a lot. So that's totally my bad. Sorry if it sounded like a rant or whatnot. I just like to thoroughly answer questions, you know. He did say he can talk. I actually find him interesting. Oh, thank you, JP. I appreciate that. Do you support LGBTQ? Yes, I do. I do very much support LGBTQIAS plus all the letters, all the acronyms, like things like that. 100%. How do you know God accepts you? When you talk to him, he can never answer and y'all never met. LOL. That's a great question. And honestly, like at its core, that's the definition of faith, dude. Sometimes you don't know he accepts me, or I know he accepts me. Sometimes you just kind of got to roll with it and see what happens. And my biggest like proof that there is a God is the fact that I'm still magically here somehow. And after all the craziness and all the bullcrap that I put myself, my family through, my body through, people around me through, like I'm still somehow magically doing okay. Like I don't make all these things in my life just magically appear. I don't make this house appear. I don't make the people around me appear. I don't make people be nice to me. So there has to be some kind of other force at play besides just myself that makes all these things. And I mean, you can call them blessings, you can call them miracles, whatever you want, but it makes coincidences happen that may or may not have been there without my doing. So if I'm not doing it, someone's doing it. I choose to identify that someone or something as God. And you can choose to identify it as God, happenstance, circumstance, random chance. I don't care. But that's just kind of what faith is, and at least how I identify faith. If you have a different choice, then that's fine. Can you answer the first question? Oh, Philip Sellers, hang tight. Let me see what your other question was. How do you know? Oh, okay, well, I just answered that. I'm getting to it. I find being forced to do something will make you want to do the total opposite at times. Yeah, that's definitely true. I definitely identify with that. That's stubbornness at its core, and that's just defiance at its core. But sometimes being forced to do something can either expose you to something that you hadn't thought of before or get you to try something new. But I don't know. Like sometimes being forced can be beneficial, like forcing someone to eat their vegetables or forcing someone to go on a trip that turns out to be fun or forcing someone to go to school and then they learn something new. I don't know. Forcing someone can be helpful at times, you know? Oh, this little light turned off. Whatever, it's fine. Very inspiring. Appreciate you. Thank you, Pink. I appreciate that. Pink blush. That's dope. Maybe you are here because of luck and modern medicine. And you know what? Philip Sellers, like, if that's true, so be it. It might be luck and modern medicine. It might be just the powers that be. Heck, it might be a beneficiary that I don't even know that was slowly guiding me through my journey and my path. I don't freaking know, but I choose to identify it as God, and that's my higher power. So you're more than welcome to identify if luck is your higher power. That would be a cool higher power, actually, because luck isn't really something you can control or something that you can have say over. So that's 100%. I mean, the way I see it, something that could be a higher power. So I dig that. Like, thank you for bringing that to light. Let's see. I'm going to change things around. Did I miss anything here? I'll copy my question. Pharrell Williams. No, I'm not Pharrell. Yo, Pharrell's got this new Lego documentary coming out. Did anyone see that? I went to the movies yesterday and Pharrell was in Lego form and it tripped me out. And I don't know if I like it or if I don't know if I'm ready for that. But can you scroll up? Oh, snap. Okay. Okay, Philip, I'm with you. I'm trying. I'm very, very ADD, so I get distracted really easily. So I promise I will try to keep on track. Scroll up, LOL. I can't copy on mobile. I'll copy my question. Maybe you are here because, oh my God, I'm trying to find it. Let's talk about that LSD dreamscape in the background. No, Andrew Cochran, that was put on by my boy Wyatt. Like, he puts on trippy backgrounds all the time. It's just to create the vibe. Like, the whole environment in here is just like for the vibe. It's like 100% like for the feeling and for the live. And it's like, I mean, I'm with it. Like, I'm all about for the vibe. But yeah, that's like going on 24/7. Like, I'll come home from work and it's just like trippy visuals. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, that's just my house. Rad. Anyways, Philip Sellers, I'm focused. I'm finding what you're looking for. You made God up in your imagination. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. But someone gave me an imagination to be able to create things, and it wasn't me. So I identified that thing that wasn't me as God. So if God gave me the imagination to create him, that's a very interesting conundrum that I would love to dive into at one point. But I'm not a psychoanalyst yet. Going to school for psychology at some point. So we'll see. For now, it's just drug and addiction counseling. I'll copy my question. I'm scrolling down. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. You need to find God's word and study to show yourself approved. Yeah, I mean, studying God's word, studying the Bible, or even studying religion or spirituality, that's a huge way that you can kind of identify with that kind of thing. I personally am not a huge student of the Bible. Like, yes, I went to a Christian high school and like studied religion, all that stuff. So I know about the Bible, but I'm not the guy who's going to like quote Bible verses back at you. I think studying that kind of thing is a very interesting concept, because when you start really diving into the word, you can get into really like rocky territory of, okay, are you going to identify with what the Bible is saying literally, or are you going to interpret the Bible based on how it was intended to be written at the time and how it applies to where it is now? Like, there's this phrase that I love, hermeneutics, the skill of interpreting the Bible or reading the Bible. And I think that's a very interesting concept. So that can create a whole nother realm of discussion. But Philip Sellers, I'm finding your question. Sorry, I thought that one by Southern Mofo. Oh, that's what's up. That's a great name, Southern Mofo. And apparently I can't type either, but my first comment, please. Philip Sellers, what if you typed it again? Just want your thoughts. Philip Sellers. Okay, could you type it one more time, please? Because I see like you keep asking me to go back to it. I promise I want to get to it. This comment is held for review. Ooh, I don't like that. That sounds trolly. We'll see. School has two. Oh, well, that's not nice. Just want your thoughts. Trump. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, Andrew's saying some kind of inflammatory stuff. I don't know. Andrew, why you gotta be like that, man? Yeah, well, you know what? Some people are just gonna have their own thoughts. They're entitled to their own thoughts, and some spaces are open forums for that kind of thing. I mean, personally, I don't want to kind of dive into that kind of subject matter or territory. Like, feel free to ask whatever you want, but I'm not gonna comment on some actively inflammatory trigger stuff like that. Like, that's just not cool. Hello, everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful night. Oh, that was so sweet. Mars Queen Marlene. Nice. Mars Queen Marlene. That's a cool name. Are you from Mars? Do you just identify with Mars? Is Mars your planet? That's kind of cool. Is it Sailor Mars from Sailor Moon? Because I mean, like, she was Bae back in the day. And Sailor Venus. I don't know. Now I'm getting off topic. Philip Sellers. I'm still trying to find your initial question so I can answer it for you. I can't find it. I'm gonna scroll. I'm gonna try. My first comment about my maintenance plan. Oh, now I gotta scroll all the way up. Oh my God. Sean, did he? Nope, that's not it. Michelle Bergman, that's not it. Dustin Key. Check out Rob Sand. Remember my name. I'm looking. I'm trying to find it. This would be so much more helpful if this was very small. There we go. Maintenance, I was prescribed a month for almost 10 years. Yeah, sort of, but now I need and don't use anything else. Okay, so to your original question, Philip Sellers, first of all, are you still there or have you left the room? We'll see if this is even worth diving into. I don't know. Philip Sellers, if you're there, leave a comment or like or something like that. More than happy to answer directly to you, because I do have some thoughts and comments on that one. He's there. Okay, dope. So marijuana maintenance is, I mean, not real sobriety if you really want to look at it that way. So my biggest question is, like, are you looking to stay sober or looking to get sober, or are you just looking to maintain a certain lifestyle without going back on the pills? Because, like, if that's your goal, just to stay clean off the pills, then okay, there are some options out there. But if you're looking to stay sober and like stay clean, then marijuana maintenance is not the answer for you, dude. Like, that's not going to be the move. That's just going to be kind of like putting a Band-Aid on a larger problem. It's like saying, like, okay, cool. So I did cut off my finger, but I have this awesome Band-Aid that's going to be helpful. So I'm just going to like put that on and call it a day, instead of fixing and rectifying the actual problem, which is kind of working on your addiction. You know, like, it's one thing to say, okay, option that's kind of going to work for a little bit because it makes me comfier. But there's this other thing that is like another idea. I don't even know where I'm going with that. Hold on, you commented. Let me see what it says. Like, oh my God, whoa. I fell off the top of the thing. Sorry. I don't know what that is. It's a light or something. I have pain daily and it helps with my pain. I have hardware in my spine. Okay. I mean, dude, if you're in immense amount of pain, I broke up there a bit. If you're in immense amounts of pain, then I really don't know a whole lot of what to tell you. Like, there are non-narcotics and there are like other things. I know weed is not a narcotic, whatever. There are other things out there that you can do that are homeopathic, that are without ingesting an actual substance. So like, I don't know if you want to look into like acupuncture, if you want to look into some kind of like Eastern medicine, if you want to look into even just taking a crap ton of ibuprofen. Like, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not a doctor, so I don't have anything to prescribe to you. What I do know though is that if you are taking another substance for the sake of masking the pain of another substance, then that's not going to give you the exact result that you're looking for. Like, if freedom of substance use is your goal, then like marijuana maintenance is not going to be the answer, you know? So I'm not entirely sure if that's the end goal of what you're looking for. Hi, I can't hear you.
You're still up doing that? Wow.
I don't know, people just came home, they were at a concert, so now they're hanging out and stuff like that. He's comparing Oxy to weed, SMH. Well, you know, I didn't take Oxys, so I don't really know what I'm comparing this or that. What I do know is that either one is not going to get you the sobriety that you're looking for if you are looking for sobriety or recovery without taking a substance. So I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'll just kind of give you that one. I'm in pain myself, but getting the muscle and or tendon muscle stronger will help all the way you eat well. Yeah, well, I mean, that sounds about right. I mean, it does sound like something that would be helpful, especially strengthening the muscle around whatever's causing you pain. Like, that just kind of goes back to, I guess, OG diet and exercise. But again, I'm not a doctor. I am not going to claim to be a doctor, nor will I claim to have any knowledge that I don't personally have. I'm just kind of telling you my opinion and what I've experienced with any kind of thing like that. If it's marijuana maintenance, then there's that. You're comparing heroin to weed, essentially. Well, I mean, the intention wasn't to compare the two. So my thing was just to kind of answer his question about if I think marijuana maintenance is going to be helpful. But, I mean, that's what we got with that one. Hopefully my answer was helpful. If not, I'm sorry. My other recommendation would be see a doctor, or maybe find someone who is actually like educated in this kind of thing, because I'm honestly only talking from just opinion and hearsay at this point. In my mind, sobriety is free from the substance you abused and making your life better. And my life is going great, so IDK if that works for me. But it sucks the recovery community pushes us away. Well, what do you mean by pushes us away? Like, I'm curious to see what, honestly, like what you mean by that, because I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, because I don't really know of people in the recovery community that push others away. Like, the entire premise of recovery is one person helping another. So it kind of sounds like it goes in direct opposition to what recovery would be. But if you have like experienced that, then I'd love to be able to chat with you and see kind of what you went through, what you had happen, you know? Because people in maintenance aren't sober. Oh, got you. Well, I mean, there's a difference between them not identifying that as sober and pushing you away. Like, if you're a part of a community or a part of an organization or even a group, like I'll call it a meeting, that pushes you away, then you need to find another meeting, dude. Like, they're not doing it right. Like, obviously people in recovery and in sobriety are going to identify sobriety as like, okay, this is what sobriety looks like to them. So for all of us, like, it's going to be no drugs, like no weed, no heroin, no oxy, no alcohol, in a lot of cases, no painkillers. But if you are taking it as prescribed by a doctor's recommendation, that's a different story, you know? And if they're actively saying like, no, back off, you're not in recovery, then that's not the kind of recovery community you want to hang around. Like, people who are about recovery are going to be inviting anybody who is about getting help and getting sober, you know? It's not something that is like, okay, you must be at least like this determined to get sober. No, it's more so about, I have this need and I really would like help and counsel on this. And that's what you want to look for in a recovery community, or even in a meeting, or even in a home group, things like that. So depending on where you're going, like, yeah, you might find those old timers who are all like, weed is not real sobriety, which for most people, like, yeah, that's true, but they're not going to kick you out and say, like, go F yourself. They're hopefully going to welcome you in and offer you alternatives. If you ask enough people, if you go to enough meetings, you will find someone who has had a similar scenario or can help things. Oh, my doctor should write me a script if I asked because my back is messed up, but that takes care of it, and painkillers, so like it better than that. Well, I mean, dude, low key, you do you. Like, I'm not here to tell you what to take or what to do or what sobriety is or isn't. Like, that's on you to figure out. What I am gonna encourage you to do, though, is find a group of people who can help you and can be a positive influence on you, and who aren't actively pushing you away or saying, like, no, your recovery isn't real, or you're not a real whatever. It's like, okay, cool. The whole premise of recovery and sobriety is to help other people and to bring other people out of their struggle and to, like, show them a way through experience and through other people who have identified with that same struggle. Not to say, like, you're different, therefore I don't want to talk to you. That's the whole idea of what we tell people to not do, because that keeps people out of the room and out of recovery, you know? Like, find a group of people that's gonna be able to identify with your struggle and say, okay, cool, this is how I got through that exact struggle, and this is how you can do it too. Instead of, ooh, this is a pain or a problem for you. Okay, sorry, like, we don't like it. That's like someone saying, like, oh, you drive a Honda? Sorry, like, I'm a Toyota guy. Like, I can't help you right now. It's like, no, you have a car. You've experienced engine problems before, so, like, help me through my engine problems, you know? That's what recovery is and should be. People who understand how to get through things, helping other people understand how to get through things. Like, everyone's been through some stuff, you know? So it's not, I don't know. I feel like I'm just ranting again at this point. But that's just my 2 cents on it. Like, if someone's actively telling you no, be gone, then they're not the people you want to find as your recovery community. Like, they're not going to create the community that should be a healthy treatment community anyway. So that's my take on it. Love that. Thanks, Mars Queen. Mars Queen, you're so cool. I appreciate it. I hope, like, what I'm saying is actually helping someone or being informative. Like, Philip Sellers, was that your name? Yeah, Phil, my dude. I hope, honestly, that it's clicking somehow, or, like, at least something is going to encourage you to find something, you know? I feel like that works. I've been on 7, almost 8 years, unfortunately. Oh, gotcha. So, different thing. Slow FS. I don't know what that means. Nice. I try to go down soon. Okay. I drive a tricycle. Well, that's interesting. So at what point does something become an unhealthy addiction? Oh, well, that's a complicated question. It depends on how you identify addiction. Like, there's a difference between addiction and obsession. Addiction, by definition, is the body's physical need for something. And you have a reaction when you don't have that. Typically, it's called withdrawal. So you could be addicted to alcohol, you could be addicted to sugar, you could be addicted to validation, you could be addicted to attention. Addiction doesn't have to manifest in an actual physical thing, but it becomes unhealthy when it starts impairing and getting in the way of other activities, like going to work, going to school, handling your responsibilities. When your life becomes unmanageable, that's typically when we start identifying something as addiction. Like, at the very, very beginning of when anybody does step work or goes into work in their program, they're asked to identify certain things in their life. One of them is unmanageability, and whether or not, like, you identify points in your life as, like, okay, do you think it's normal to miss hours upon hours of work to go drink? Or do you think it's normal to all night? Or do you think it's manageable to wake up multiple times throughout the course of the night while you're trying to sleep just so you can drink to stop the shakes? Like, unmanageability is one of the big things and identifiers of a problematic addiction. That's kind of where it starts, you know? I hope that kind of answered your question. I haven't used heroin once since I've been on, but I smoke that. So I've been off that for almost 3 things. I have, like, 2 things. Well, Philip, definitely if you're drinking, then you're not sober. Like, that's not even a question, man. Like, again, I'll just go back to the initial question. Are you trying to be sober? Like, are you trying to find sobriety or find recovery? Like, I don't know. If that's your goal, then drinking twice a year is not really how you're going to do it. But I don't know. Graceland is a joke. Aw, Dylan, I'm sorry you feel that way. Can you tell me why? I'd love to answer your questions. Tell me, please. I'm curious. I'm super curious. Pat, what about him? Wish you the best. Yeah, you don't recommend over 2. Yes, good talk. Thanks. Cool. Love the advice and your way of putting things are perfect. You make it relatable, shows that you understand and care. Appreciate you. What's your name? Oh, thank you. I hope you're talking to me. I don't know if you're talking to me, Mars Queen, but again, my name is Ryan. Sorry, I guess I haven't introduced myself in a minute. My name is Ryan. I am one of the house managers over here at Graceland. I'm also a graduate. I graduated last July. I've got just over 2 years of sobriety. My sober date is July 6th, 2022. I have a sponsor. His name is Darren W. And I live out here. My home group is the Simi Valley Men's Stag over here in California. So that's kind of me. Can I say my name? Shout out to Ice. That's clever. That's real clever. That's, yeah, close one. I do kind of feel bad for y'all there, though. Sober living should be peaceful and that place is chaotic. Well, Philip, I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, like, if your sober living is peaceful, you're really being challenged to develop and grow. Like, a lot of what we do at this sober living at Graceland is learning how to deal with the inevitable chaos of life and learning how to deal with other people and other personalities. Like, it's chaotic on purpose. Like, where else in the world are you gonna get like a house of alcoholics and addicts together and expect it to just be like calm, tranquil waters? Like, if it's all smooth sailing, something is not going on. Either someone's not being held accountable, someone's not growing, or someone is just up to something just sketchy, you know? Like, yes, sober living can be peaceful once you develop into your sobriety and once you like get your life back together and get things kind of reorganized. But all of the people coming into Graceland and a lot of sober living, just anywhere, don't have the sobriety, the experience, or the wherewithal, or even just like life experience to know how to navigate and how to maintain their lives in a healthy, balanced, or peaceful way. So that's why Graceland is chaotic, you know? But I mean, I love the chaos. Like, I love being able to walk in there and just have someone chilling in the living room, or someone watching TV, or someone just like blasting music while they're making dinner, or someone like yelling across the house. It's like, that to me is comforting, because it means that there are people around and that there's personality instead of just like coming home to like dead silence, you know? Like, going to Graceland isn't supposed to be peaceful. It's not supposed to be just chill vibes and just like snooze buttons, you know? Like, it's supposed to be a developmental program. It's supposed to be difficult. It's supposed to be hectic. It's supposed to challenge you to get uncomfortable. That's the whole premise of what we do, is making things uncomfortable so we can grow from that and so we can learn from that. That's what helped me. Like, I don't know if it helps everybody there. I like to think so, but that's at least what made it beneficial and helpful for me to change my perspective, my outlook, and just like my entire lifestyle. Like, I had to face some things there that I really didn't want to do. Like, for sure, I didn't want to take direction. I didn't want to listen to other people. I 100% didn't want to be managed or overseen by someone who was younger than me. That was my big thing. Like, age is like not a thing for me. Like, I don't like listening to people who are younger than me, but it's something that I had to do. And part of that led to a chaotic environment, or like an environment where there was people disagreeing, or there were arguments, or there was yelling, because like, dude, in reality, that's life. Life is gonna be ugly and life is gonna be messy. So why would I want somewhere that's just gonna be an example of what's not gonna serve me, you know? Like, I'm not gonna be in sober living forever. So I want it to be, at least me, this is just my opinion, it might be biased, but I want it to be something that's gonna be helpful for me for the long run, for my future, you know? Like, I'm not gonna stay at Graceland forever and all time. That's not how it works. It's supposed to be a training ground and a breeding ground for someone to get up, develop, graduate, and then go on with their life, you know? Like, it's not just, we're in Graceland, it's gonna be peaceful, and we're all gonna have a sunshine and rainbows, lollipops, good time. Like, no, that's not helpful for anybody involved. And it's not fun that way either, you know? Like, it's not the point. I'm sorry, I ranted again. I tend to do that a lot. I'm gonna answer your questions, I promise. Bro, he just said he only, oh, that's fine. How's that? I do kind of feel bad. I don't think he said he wants to be 100%. Okay, well, I mean, if you didn't say you want to be 100% sober, then no worries, that's fine. If your whole thing was just like the opinion of marijuana maintenance, that is my opinion on it. If sobriety is not your goal, rad. Like, not everybody needs to get sober. Not everybody is an alcoholic or an addict. So Philip Sellers, I apologize if I was presumptive with what you were asking. That's my bad. I don't mean to offend or try to like tell anybody what to do. I just want to kind of give you advice based on my experience. You know, that's the whole premise of stuff. Is anyone actually licensed? I actually, I'm in the process of getting my KDAC. I finished my clinical hours, I finished my education portion, so I'm just waiting to take my test. So hopefully in the next like month or so, I will be an official KDAC, which is a certified alcohol and drug counselor by the state of California. So that is what I'm working on. I know Madison is also in her class. But I mean, Graceland is not a licensed facility, so none of us have to be licensed. Like, it's not, that's not what the purpose of that is. Like, we're not an official treatment center, you know? Like, we have an IOP, an intensive outpatient program that is licensed, that does have therapists, psychiatrists, doctors that work under that roof. But Graceland is not the treatment center, like, in that realm. Graceland is a sober living. So anyone who gets licensed is just doing it for the heck of it. Ask a question, then her on the place. What? Yes, you, Ryan. Congratulations. That's so awesome. I love it. Oh, thank you, Mars Queen. They make it work. Yeah, we sure make it work. We find a way. Oh my gosh, do we find a way. And Alex, I never had a problem with that thing, and I literally have like 2 drinks. Okay. About what? I need some context, Charisse. Grayson is a joke in the sober community. Still waiting for you to give me an example. Dylan Dugas. Yeah, that's not bad at all. I like the same somewhat, do appreciate why Pat really got me brainwashed. That's fine. Whatever, I've been brainwashed by other things before too. No sober living or anything to do with sobriety is gonna not be chaotic, more drug addict. Yeah, no, Nicholas Pascal, you know what's up. You must have been in sober living before. Yeah, it's like a peaceful sober living is not a thing. So I don't know where that came from. Yes, the dude, Graceland is not a rehab, it is a sober living. Thank you for that. I love it when you guys clarify stuff for me, just like helping out. I appreciate it, because like I talk a lot and I tend to get off topic, but you guys can just comment directly the answer. Oh, that makes life so much easier. I thought that girl Madison was the house manager. Madison's actually the program director, so Madison is my boss. She's one step above me. She used to be the house manager, and then she stepped up. So she kind of oversees a lot more of the moving parts and a lot more of the business side of things. So not as much the day-to-day operations. That's me and Mason. We do the dinners, we kind of interact with the residents there, and we kind of help things on a daily basis. Madison's more of the overarching queen bee of all that stuff. They don't care about helping, they care about, well, I mean, I genuinely disagree with that. If you actually want to know the answer for if we care or not, I would talk to the residents, or I would talk to anybody who's graduated the program, so they can let you know actually based on their experience with working in the program. So, I mean, that's just my take on it. Philip Sellers, IDK, I think it starts at the top with the management, and we know that ain't changing. Well, maybe after, dang, okay, well, I don't know anything in that regard, so I can't say here or there about that. I do that, and I do not want to, well, that's good to know. Don't jumping off high places, that's not good. It's, oops, where'd the thing go? You guys are just commenting back and forth. Thank you for at least saying my name correct, though. Yes, Dylan Dugas. There you go. That's your name, Dylan Dugas. Got you. They just cannot hear you on the Discord. Oh. Well, I don't know why you can't hear me on the Discord. It looks like the mic is on. It looks like the thing. Turn off my, yep, nope, mic is on. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. Turn off microphone. Should be working. It's got a little green box going on around it there. So at least that's good. We miss Johnny. I miss Johnny too. Johnny's awesome, and Johnny's doing good as far as I know. I do still see him at meetings. I do still see him working a program, but Johnny's off doing Johnny things. Doing his best, you know, trying to stay sober like the rest of us. In my opinion, it's not Pat's Does Madison have any experience before that? That's my concern. I guess at IDK. Well, I don't think you're a jerk. Honestly, no, not to my knowledge. Like in terms of management and in terms of like leadership, I know she's been a leader and I know she's worked other jobs in other organizations. Like in terms of a sober living, though, not entirely sure. But I mean, I guess that's a lot of what we're all figuring it out as. Like none of us have ever claimed to be this be all and end all expert on how to run a sober living or how to be a house manager. Like we're all alcoholics and addicts, just like all the residents are trying to figure it out. So that's what we genuinely, like we literally say that to them all the time. We're like, yo, like we were literally in your shoes, so we can speak from experience, we can speak from what has worked for us and what we've seen work for other people, but by no means are we saying that we are this like trained, educated, like professional human that just knows how to do everything perfectly. Like, no, a lot of it just comes down to, okay, like this is the end goal. We're going to figure it out together. And a lot of it is also case by case. Like what works for one resident won't work for another resident. What worked for me or Madison or Mason might work for somebody else or might not. But the experience prior to Graceland is helpful for trying to figure out like how things can be effective or how things might be ineffective. But I mean, besides that, I don't know. You can ask Madison next time she's on what her experience is. Like I didn't read her LinkedIn before I came on or anything like that. It's not like I have Madison's resume in my back pocket. What else we got? The same way it's hard to put your emotions in text. What? Is your opinion does not pass? I've talked to a lot past members and I've heard a single good thing. Oh, okay. Well, Dylan Dugas, I'm more than happy to introduce you to some other people. Feel free to jump on the live or to jump on the Discord or anything like that. If you want to talk to other people, I know there's a lot of residents that love coming on the live and kind of sharing their experience. I know some of the people I graduated with come on the live sometimes and share their experience. I know some of the other people are around in the Discord or in the chat as well. So, I mean, by all means, I invite you to talk to as many people as you want. Like, we're out there. There are Graceland graduates all over, because some people stay, some people move out, doesn't, whatever. But yeah, like I hope you can genuinely get whatever answer you're looking for, or at least get information by getting a good sample size and getting a good test group. Not just people who might have left, not just people who might have graduated, but like dabble with everybody and just try to see exactly what everyone's experience was. Like if you haven't heard a single good thing, I don't think you're talking to enough people, or you're just talking to one specific subsect or subcategory. Like you're gonna get a biased response if you talk to only one category of people. That's just how polls work. What's up, brother? Say Nick, what's up, dude? Hi, how's it going? You're up late. Oh, it's 12:15. That's crazy. Been here for so long. Dylan, then don't go talking down to people that are helping others. The chat is productive at all. Yep, that's what's up. Thank you. The dude is very helpful. Wendy Martinez, hello from San Bernardino. Hi, Wendy. I was actually just in San Bernardino a bunch over the summer. I was chilling over by Palm Desert. I went on a little vacation, a little adventure. P. Diddy. Oh, things going off everywhere. Hello, Alex. P. Diddy. Stop. Thought he was. Oh, okay. Word. All right. Looks like I answered all the questions. Looks like I caught up. Sweet. Hello, everyone. We hope you're having a great day. Thank you, YouTube official channel. YouTube official Chanel. There you go. Love the spelling. Yeah, I hope I was able to answer some of y'all's questions. I'm going to be jumping off here probably in the next couple minutes. So if there's anything else, feel free to sing a song for me. I am not a great singer, but I don't know if they're talking to me or one of the other people. If I sing for you, it probably will not end well. And there's other people sleeping upstairs, and I don't want to, like, you know, make them mad or sad or wake them up. That would be kind of tragic, because it is late at night, and I'm here to not necessarily sing, but maybe if you ask me during the day or like when my voice is warmed up, then we'll see from there. I'm in Fontana. Good for you. Helping you. That's awesome. Sweet. How you ever been with Pat? I don't understand your question. I think I understand your question, but could you clarify what you mean by that for me? I mean, I've been in the same room as Pat. I've been in the same car as Pat. I don't know what you mean by that. So I'm gonna need a little bit of clarification on that one. Okay, nothing's going on here. All right, this music is making me sleepy. You know what? I feel like let's get some. You know what? I'm gonna get some amped up music. Let's do. This is my favorite band of all time. I just saw them play live. I'm wearing their band shirt. Flippin' love Linkin Park. Just because. Oh, what? Yo, that's crazy. I was at that show. That's so cool. We're gonna listen to this. Turn this up a little bit too. Oop, too loud. Why is it today? Today. All I got left. Or how the pressure was fed. Have to have a voice in the back of my head. All right. So every time they fall, it watches everything. All right, did I miss anybody's questions? Looks like they all just stopped. Paranoid looking over my head. It's like a whirlwind inside of my head. It's like a can't stop what I'm feeling within. It's like the face inside. Hi, Keep Sticking 7. How you doing? Welcome to the conversation. Yo, there's 50-40. Your paranoia is probably worse. Stressed me out first and how the pressure was said. So I went to transitional house and I worked on myself, but I feel like I'm going back on my triggers. Oh, what do you mean you feel like you're going back on your triggers, Wendy? Like you feel like you're being triggered by something? Whirlwind inside of my head. So do you think you're being triggered or something? Or my husband keeps on picking? Oh, well, dude. That's always going to be a struggle. Like when people just don't understand how to leave you alone or let you be, that is intensely annoying. That can be a massive trigger, dude, especially coming out of prison for 7 years. Like people need to learn how to deal with you on certain things. No, I feel you. Like, have you tried explaining to him? Like maybe it sounds elementary or mundane, I don't know. But have you actually tried saying like, yo, this is not okay. Like this is a problem. Like it's something that people need to learn how to do. They need to relearn how to treat you, and they need to relearn how to deal with you. Like you're away for that long and people just don't maybe realize that you've changed or that your personality is different. But a lot of that comes down to just like reintegrating yourself with any kind of interaction or human relationship, you know? It's like, yes, and I feel like he does not understand. Yes, I try and try. Okay, well, I mean, at a certain point, Wendy, sometimes you have to take action. And I don't mean anything ridiculous or crazy. I mean, you need to like demonstrate through action, like, hey, this is what I mean by this. And you can demonstrate that action by walking away. You can demonstrate that action by writing it out, by explaining to him in a different form factor. You can even bring somebody else in. I'm not saying like a therapist or somebody, but an objective third party. Like there's tons of stuff you can do, you know? So I would say, keep trying to figure out what is a way. Like you could even ask him, like, what is your intention with doing this? Like, are you not listening to me? Are you not figuring out that I am trying to communicate with you? Like, what is the thing? Because maybe he's just not really getting what you're trying to say. And for people like that, you need to be able to explain to them, like, this is what I'm feeling. Like, it all comes down to being able to communicate your message effectively and in a way that's going to be consumed by them, in a way that they're going to understand. So I would say, well,
Do you want to just shut it down?
how do I do that?
I'll just say everybody good night and thanks for coming and see you next week.
Sweet. I am being told that it is time to shut it down. So Wendy, I hope you have a great time working on that with your husband. To anybody else, have a great night. I will see y'all later.
Next week, 10 o'clock.
Next week at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock, sorry.